Hey there, first grade. How's everybody doing today? And welcome back to another remote learning math lesson with Mr. Enzi. Today you're going to need your whiteboard and your marker because we're going to take a look at our friends of 10 again as we learn some more math. So let's get started as I shrink myself into the corner. Today we are going to be doing grade 1 lesson 4.8, combinations of 10. And that's like saying our friends of 10. You will need a whiteboard and a marker. Now, if you have your whiteboard and marker, I want you to make a really big plus sign so that you make 4 boxes on your whiteboard. You can see Mr. Enzi's really big plus sign. There it is. When I make that big plus sign, I make 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you, as a warm-up, to solve these 4 problems. See if you can come up with the answer to each one. You only have to write down the answer. So go ahead and solve these 4 problems on your whiteboard. If you have to hit that pause button on your iPad, go ahead and do that. And then press play to see if you are correct. All right, let's go and check. 4 plus 0, did you get 4? 6 plus 0, did you get 6? Because anytime we add 0, it's like adding nothing. And we always get the same number. We call that the mirror rule. It's like a mirror, right? You look into the mirror and you see the same exact thing. All right, good. How about 3 plus 1? Did you get 4? And 5 plus 1, did you get 6? Remember that when we add 1, it's like counting. After the number 3 comes 4. After the number 5 comes 6. So far this year, we've learned a lot of strategies to add numbers. Let's take a look at some of these strategies. Now, remember that a strategy helps us to be successful, to solve something, to win, to be the best we can. So here are some adding numbers strategies. We learned the plus 0. Whenever we add 0, it's always the other number. 3 plus 0 equals 3. It stays the same. 7 plus 0 equals 7. We added nothing. We also learned the plus 1 rule. 4 plus 1 equals 5. It's like counting. 4, 1 more is 5. 6 plus 1 equals 7. It's like counting. 6, 1 more, 7. We also learned our friends of 10. And here's some examples. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10. And we recently started learning our doubles facts. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 6 plus 6 equals 12. Our doubles facts, of course, are when both of our numbers that we're adding together are the same. And we also learned the turnaround rule. How we can have a number like 3 plus 2 equals 5, and we can turn it around and make 2 plus 3. And it still equals 5, no matter which way we write it. So those are 5 really big strategies that help us become really good at adding numbers. Today we're going to take a look at another one of those strategies we've been working on. But we're going to start with using some of our quick cards. Now you might remember what a quick card is. A quick card appears very quickly. You won't have time to count all the dots that you see. So you're going to want to have to subitize it. Subitize it means to look and see if you can come up really quick with what the number is. This first quick card is going to be a regular 10 frame, and there's going to be some dots on it. So I'm going to ask you to tell me how many dots you see on the 10 frame. Here we go. Make sure you're looking at the screen. And how many dots do you see staring right back at me? Now, I said you wouldn't have time to count all of those dots. I wonder how many dots there were. Well, let's take a look. If we didn't want to count this, I would have done this. Here's 5 and 1 more. 5 plus 1 more equals 6. So when I looked at that, I saw 5 and 1 more, 6. All right, let's try another. Here we go. It's another quick card, so you're not going to have time to count all the dots. Remember, there's 10 squares in our 10 frame. Here we go. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? How many dots that time? Ooh, let's take a closer look. Did you guess 7 dots? There are 7. Now, for this, I think I probably would have I saw 4 here, and I saw 3 here. But do you know, sometimes first graders tell Mr. Enzi, they say, Mr. Enzi, I saw 6 here and 1 here. They knew that was 7. And then I had another student one time who said this, Mr. Enzi, I knew that 3 of our little frames were empty. And that meant that there had to be 7 filled, because 7 plus 3 equals 10. Wow, that's some really good math thinking. Let's take a look at another one. All right, get ready. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? Oh, you just don't have time to count all those dots. We want to subitize it, put it in our minds. How many do you think? Did you say 9? Wow. I want to tell you that sometimes first graders will say to me, well, Mr. Enzi, I saw 5 dots, and then I saw 4 more. 5 and 4 more. And I knew it was 9. And then other times, first graders will say, I know 1 frame was missing. And if 1 frame is missing, there's 9 that are filled up. That's really good thinking. And that's how you can tell how many dots there are really quickly. All right. We're going to take a look at some more quick cards. But this time, you're going to see some double 10 frames. Wow. Now, if you remember from before, our double 10 frames, that's 2 10 frames. So you're going to see 10 frames and another 10 frames. I want you to tell me how many dots you see. Here we go. Let's see. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? Oh, that was quick. Wow. How many did you see? Let's check. There are 10 dots. Do you know that a lot of first graders, they say, oh, look at this, Mr. Enzi. I know there's 5 here. The whole column is filled up. That's 5. And then they say, and I see another 5. And I know 5 plus 5 equals 10. If you have your whiteboard, you might want to write that number model. 5 plus 5 equals 10. There's 5 dots in our first one and 5 dots in the second 10 frame. And every one of these dots will fill in. And that's how I know there's 10 in all. Awesome job. All right, if you need to erase your whiteboard, you can. Here's our next one. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? Oh, whew, that was quick. How many dots did you see? Did you see 10 dots? Well, let's check. I see 6 dots here, and I see 4 dots here. And look at these 4 dots. They will all fit into this 10 frame. And if I put them all in that 10 frame, I have 10 dots. So on our whiteboard, we might want to write 6 plus 4 equals 10. Now we can count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could fill the entire 10 frame just by sliding over the 4 dots. Oh, awesome job. All right, erase your whiteboard if you have to. Here comes another. See if you are able to write the number model for this one. It will not be easy. Here we go. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? That was quick. I wonder what you saw. How many dots were there that time? Did anybody get the number model? Let's take another look. In my first 10 frame, I know I have 6, and I didn't have to count them. I saw 5 and 1 more, and I know that's 6. And then in my other 10 frame, there's 4. Because look at this. They can slide right over and fill up my 10 frame. So 6 plus 4 equals 10. Wow. I wonder what kind of number models we've been writing. 6 plus 4, 5 plus 5. They're all our friends of 10. All right, let's take a look at another one. And this one is also a double 10 frame. So clear off your whiteboard. See if you can write this number model before time is up. Here we go. Eyes on the screen. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? You don't have time to count every dot. We have to look for patterns. Let's take a look. In my very first 10 frame, I found 7. Here's 5, 6, 7. And in my other 10 frame, I see 3. 7 plus 3. And I know how many there are, because look at this. If my dots slide over, they're going to fill up my 10 frame. So I know I'm going to have 10 dots. Did you get 7 plus 3 equals 10? Because that would be pretty good. Let's try our last 1. Here we go. Clear that whiteboard if you have to. It's going to be pretty quick again. How many dots do you see staring right back at me? Make sure you're looking. How many dots were there that time? Let's take a closer look. Well, I see 2 dots here, and I know these 2 dots can fill in my 10 frame. So how many dots do I have in all? There's 10 dots. Now, if I looked really more closely, I have 8 dots here and 2 dots here. And 8 plus 2 equals 10. Another friend of 10. Awesome job. Oh, wow, first grade. Today we took a closer look at some combinations of 10, ways that we can make that number 10. You're going to have some activities in your seesaw where you're going to continue to practice those friends of 10. And I can't wait to see how smart you are.